In the bustling heart of the city, at a prestigious art gallery opening, all eyes were on a young, brash painter named Leo. He was the star of the night, his vibrant, chaotic canvases hailed as the next big thing. Critics swooned, buyers buzzed, and Leo, basking in the glow, held court with an arrogant smirk. He stood before his largest piece, a whirlwind of color and aggressive strokes, and declared, "This is the future. It's about energy, chaos, life. Anything else is just a relic of the past." His gaze fell upon a quiet corner of the gallery. There sat an old man, Elias, a legendary master of classical realism, famous for his tranquil, meticulously detailed landscapes. Elias hadn't spoken a word all evening. He simply observed, his face a canvas of calm wrinkles, his eyes holding a depth that seemed to absorb all the noise around him. Leo, emboldened by the crowd and a few glasses of champagne, saw an opportunity. He strode over to the old master, his followers trailing behind him. "Elias," he began, his voice dripping with mock respect, "what do you think? Does my work not make your gentle streams and quiet forests feel a little boring? A little silent?" The crowd chuckled. Elias looked up from his seat, his gaze meeting Leo's. He remained silent. "No words?" Leo scoffed, turning to his audience. "See? The old ways have nothing to say to the new world. They are silent, obsolete." The laughter grew louder. People pulled out their phones, eager to capture the moment this young titan publicly dethroned the old king. Elias simply held his calm, unblinking stare. He didn't flinch. He didn't argue. He just watched Leo, his silence a profound, echoing counterpoint to the young man's loud-mouthed confidence. They laughed at the old man's silence, thinking it was defeat. But 2 seconds later, the lesson hit hard. Suddenly, a woman in the crowd gasped, pointing not at Leo's painting, but at the wall beside it. A small, unassuming piece had been hung there, almost as an afterthought. It was a painting by Elias. It depicted a single dew-kissed leaf resting on a mossy stone. The detail was breathtaking. You could almost feel the cool dampness of the moss, see the reflection of the sky in the tiny water droplet, and sense the profound peace of the forest it came from. A hush fell over the room. The woman who gasped was a renowned botanist. She said, her voice filled with awe, "That leaf. It's a Linaria annua, but only as it appears for a few hours after a morning frost in late autumn. And that moss. It's a specific subspecies that only grows on granite north of the 45th parallel. I've only ever seen it once in my life. The level of observation, of understanding. It's perfect." One by one, the crowd drifted away from Leo's chaotic splash of color and gathered around Elias's small, quiet masterpiece. An art historian whispered, "Look at the light." He didn't just paint a leaf. He painted a specific moment in time. He painted the air, the temperature, the very soul of a single morning. Leo stood alone, his face flushed with embarrassment. His loud, chaotic painting suddenly felt shallow, empty. It was all noise, all ego, with no substance beneath. He had tried to shout his importance, while Elias had whispered a universe of truth onto a tiny canvas. Elias finally rose from his chair. He walked slowly not to his own painting, but to Leo's. He stood before the vibrant canvas for a long moment. The entire gallery held its breath. Then, he turned to the now humbled young artist and spoke his first words of the evening, his voice soft but clear, carrying across the silent room. "You have a powerful voice," Elias said gently. "You paint with fire and passion. That is a gift. But never mistake the loudest voice in the room for the most important one. True art, true mastery, isn't about shouting your existence to the world. It's about listening. It's about observing so deeply, so quietly, that the world reveals its secrets to you. Your work screams. Learn to listen, and one day it will sing." The lesson landed with the force of a physical blow. Leo looked from his own painting to Elias's, finally understanding. His art was a monologue. Elias's was a conversation with nature itself. The silence he had mocked was not emptiness. It was the space where true wisdom is found. It was the silence of observation, of patience, of a lifetime of learning. And in that moment, in that quiet gallery, everyone understood that the most powerful statements are often made without raising your voice at all. Thanks for watching.